Evelyn, David, Evelyn, a pleasure to be speaking with both of you. And Evelyn, the first question goes to you. Besides, how are you? It's how long did you have to keep it a secret that the basketball league was launching?
Well, I I really didn't think of it as even being a secret. I was so excited when we actually launched because it really is a God-given vision. And so because of that, I just jumped right in and started going and then made more official announcements as I made certain that I had a logo, the same routine, making certain you have your domain and all of those things. But launching was very excited because of the lives that were going to be impacted.
David, same question at you, including the how are you. How long did you have to keep it a secret? And I say that because we, as the press, just got the press release that went, hey, it's happening, find out more. But obviously, it wasn't just a day or two for this.
So there's two different things, Darren. There's the basketball league, and there's the basketball super league. So
Mhm.
so what's happening is BSL, and what's been happening is TBL. So TBL is in our fifth season. We've grown from 8 to 10 to 12 to 29 to 44, now 49.
Mhm.
What became really clear in the last year is that there's some wonderful brand of basketball that play in venues, play in hockey arenas that seat 7,000, 8,000, that play in large universities, or large university gyms, 3,000 to 5,000, high school gyms. And
Mhm.
the 15 largest high school gyms in the world, 14 are in Indiana. So there's some unbelievable large high school gyms out there. And that's a little different level than part of our league. So our TBL has become kind of a tiered league of different, but based on venue and the ability to really support it. And we just recognized that there was this really cool opportunity to get even closer to the G League and the NBA. And the NBA G League those two brands are synonymous. They're one in our opinion. One's the JV to the varsity, and they do a wonderful job with everything they do. We're big supporters and believers in that. But there's a real strong need for that double A baseball, just like there is in the NBA. And we think we have that with TBL, and we know we have it with BSL because BSL is just a little bit higher level. So we started working on it, last year, getting Tony involved, Babinski, and getting some other people involved to put it together the right way made sense. So, we've got a very strategic plan. We announced our first team this week. Our last week. We'll announce more teams in the week to come. We've got a major title sponsor we think we're going to be announcing pretty soon. Some new organizations to both leagues pretty soon, as well as a broadcast partner that we're hoping to land pretty quickly. So these are things that will help everybody grow something. And it really benefits both leagues because they will play against each other some. So the TBL will get a chance to play against BSL, and as well as we're going to have an aggregate of 1,000 games. So when
Mhm.
you go to talk to sponsors, who has 1,000 quality basketball games that they can offer in
Not me.
markets that the NBA doesn't serve? For the most part,
Right.
these are flyover markets. These are markets that you're never getting a G League team in London, Ontario, or Montreal, or Kokomo, Indiana, because the G League is now pretty much in the same contiguous market. So the Nets are in Long Island, the Knicks are in Westchester. So you get closer and closer, so they can run that development piece, which makes a lot of sense. But that just leaves a lot of wonderful markets that will support this.
Makes sense to me. Now, Evelyn, I would say 15 years ago, your average basketball fan knew about the NBA, knew about street ball, and there wasn't a lot of in between the two. So, for the average person who's not basketball obsessed, who's not a sneakerhead, etc., how would you describe your brand of basketball?
Our brand of basketball is community. It's hashtag a different league because it's more than just basketball. The young men that we have that are playing are learning and are living their lives playing the game of basketball, but using basketball to positively impact young people. They do youth clinics. They work with Habitat for Humanity. They work with nonprofit organizations. So typically these young men are from the neighborhoods, the communities that they're playing in, but also they bring with them a different perspective of basketball. And instead of just using it for their own notoriety, they actually use their lives to positively impact others. And I think that's what makes us a lot different. Not saying that people in other leagues don't, but that's our main focus, is to have these young men to impact lives. And in doing so, we have financial literacy classes that they also take. Some are becoming certified so that they can go out into communities and teach financial literacy. 75% of all Americans are at some level financially illiterate, whether it's they don't know how to open a bank account, or if they don't understand cryptocurrency, NFTs, and Bitcoin. So at some level, there's this gap that needs to be filled in, and we're doing that through the Basketball League and BSL and the players. Also, I think what makes TBL different is that you have a woman that is the CEO, which, if you know about money, 85 cents out of every dollar from any business that's run by a woman is going to go back into the community. And so our streams of revenue that we're bringing in are there to bring a level of professional basketball that the community itself can participate in. So the dancers, the coaches, the people that do the stats all have an opportunity to participate at a pro level, but it's generally those individuals that are from that community that are able to use it in order to promote themselves to a higher level.
Got it. Now, David, a question at you here. What hooks a lot of people into watching basketball is when there's star players that they can watch the reels or highlights of. For somebody who's not yet got into the basketball league, are there a couple players that we should be looking into? Not to play favorites, of course.
Well, there are some, again, the world has changed, Darren, in the last 14, 15 years. We have some YouTuber sensations that are crazy dunkers. One of our guys, Richard McCallop, that plays for the Reading Rebels. He was in that movie last year with Adam Sandler because he's such a good dunker. A young man that's an amazing dunker in Lehigh Valley, has a million followers. We have the Crime Stopper, who is a famous YouTuber that got the nickname from the mayor of Baltimore because when Akil Carr played, so many people came off the streets to go in the gym that the crime rate went down. So they called him the Crime Stopper. So you have those personalities. But honestly, there's so many wonderful athletes. There's a young man named Dane Miller that was playing with Montreal till 2 weeks ago. And he left to go to the BAL, the NBA's African League. He's leading that continent in scoring, rebounding, assists, blocks, and steals. He's the odds-on favorite to be their MVP, and he was just playing in Montreal 2 weeks ago. We've got 3 or 4 guys in the NBA. Lindy Waters has just signed a 2-year deal with Oklahoma City Thunder. Nice contract. Chance Comanche.
Yeah.
At the end of the year with Portland. Xavier Moon's on a two-way deal with the Clippers. So we've been really fortunate to do that. But the real thing is, our fans love their guys. So the name on the front of our jersey is way more important than the name on the back. It's just remarkable. They come out because our guys are active. At the end of our games, they're going to see our guys. They're not allowed to go to the locker room. They're out shaking hands, kissing babies, signing autographs. And they're, the NBA, they've got security out there immediately to whisk them off the court because there's only, it's a different brand. Those guys are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Our guys are just excited to be playing in front of people. So that, tends to be what happens. Now, we do have one very unique team in Wichita, Kansas. Again, not the end of the world, but you can see it from there. But they've got amazing fan bases because he does some great marketing stuff. He had a Super Bowl champion from the Chiefs come down, sign autographs, 3,500 fans. I mean, he'll outdraw most G League teams this year. He had Kevin from The Office. He had the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld. He had Al from Home Improvement. Some worked, some didn't, but he had Mario Chalmers last weekend. So there's just different ways you do to get fans in. But our if you watch our reels, our guys get up high. The athleticism of our league, it's just the pyramid of life. There's a lot more smaller guys than bigger guys. And we've got some wonderful guards and some very good small forwards and forwards. So you'll see some great athleticism in our league.
Got it. Well, my last question to Evelyn before I let you both go, and thank you so much for your time. Mm-hmm. As you pointed out, there is that community outreach beyond the great basketball. Where do you get your ideas from to realize that, hey, there's more to basketball than basketball? Were you inspired by a particular brand to do that?
Actually, it's really comes from within. It's something that I've done, and my husband and we've done all our lives is try to positively impact others. And it's something that across the board, I know, especially coming out of this pandemic, it's something that we need. We need this in our communities to have a safe place to go where you can go and enjoy a game with your family and actually be able to afford the popcorn and hot dogs when you're there, mm-hmm. or whatever it is. We need to bring communities together. We're missing that. When I was growing up, and as you can see the gray in my hair, but when I was growing up, we were a community. Everybody, we knew each other. The kids played in the streets and everything together. And there was this sense of love that you had, mm-hmm. because everyone was taking care of everyone. And we're missing that in communities. And I believe that these communities that have the basketball league or a basketball super league team are literally going to be positively impacted because of the lives that are on the court and what they're doing off the court even more. So, that's what I believe that's going to make the change. And I believe that more people, as they see that, will be involved as we offer these opportunities to communities across.
Darren, if I could add just one back thing on that.
Sure.
We've been in sport for a long time. I played 100 pounds ago, and I played in Kansas, and
yes,
I played long enough for the Cavaliers to realize they made a gross error in judgment, drafted me too high. But we have 4 college students as well that are children, college
right.
athletes, and we see the power of celebrity. We want our young men and treated the way we want our own children to be treated. So we say, hey, these guys have celebrity that can be used. It's more powerful coming from your hero than from your parents sometimes, than from your teachers, because they turn us off because we say the same things over and over. But when their hero says, hey, don't pick on that person, or feel better about yourself, or I've got more than this to fall back on. I have mm-hmm. my degree. That means mm-hmm. something. It motivates them. And when they acknowledge these kids because they're accessible, they get to shake their hands. And one of our guys in Lebanon, Indiana, we don't let him wear certain kind of headbands. He takes his headband off and gives it to one of the kids in the stands. They love it. They think it's great, and they're Tone's favorite fan that day. So we have a chance to do some cool things, and that's what drives a lot of this.
Well, I look forward to seeing game in the very near future, but congratulations on making this a reality and really making a difference in a lot of people's lives. And I have the feeling that we're only at the start of what's to come from TBL.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. We appreciate you.